Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Agent Biology. Today we'll study about kingdom fungi in detail. Let's study with the general characteristics of fungi. Now fungi are nucleated achlorophyllous organisms which typically reproduce by sexual or asexual methods. These are usually filamentous, branch somatic structures are surrounded by walls containing cellulose or chitin. Fungi are ubiquitous in nature, that is, they are found almost in every habitat. They flourish well in moist, dark, and warm conditions. There are more than 1 lakh species of fungi which are cosmopolitan in distribution. Now, the mode of nutrition observed in fungi is heterotrophic and absorptive mode of nutrition. It is because fungi lack chlorophyll and they are unable to synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Therefore, they obtain nutrition from the external source by the process of extracellular digestion and absorption of the digested material. On the basis of nutrition, the fungi can be of two types, parasite and saprophyte. Now, under parasite and saprophyte, we have classified the organisms into obligate parasites and facultative parasites and obligate saprophyte and facultative saprophytes. Now, what do you mean in general by the term obligative organisms and facultative organisms? Obligative organisms are those organisms which rely completely upon the host organism for the completion of its life cycle, whereas facultative organisms are those organisms which are partially relied upon the host organism for the completion of the life cycle. For the example of obligate parasite, we have Puccinia. Facultative parasite, the example is Fusarium, and obligate saprophyte, the example is Mucor rhizopus, whereas the final one, the facultative saprophyte, the example is Eustylago. Moving on to the thallus organization. The plant body of fungi is thallus, which may be acellular and multicellular. Now, the acellular thallus may be motile and non-motile also. Under motile, we have Synctrium, and under non-motile, the example is Saccharomyces. The multicellular thallus is tubular, filamentous, and branched, and it is called as mycelium. And the unit of mycelium is called as hyphae. Now, mycelium can be aseptate and septate as well as eucarpic and holocarpic. This is the diagrammatic representation of the mycelium. Now, the mycelium, as I said, it can be septate. That means there is distinguishable walls that are present and which are differentiating each nucleus. So, this is commonly called as septate hyphae. Whereas the aseptate hyphae or a cenocytic hyphae is differentiated when there is no presence of distinguishable walls between each nucleus. These are commonly found in the members of Phycomycetes. In, in septate mycelium, it is partitioned into separate compartments by the means of cross walls, and in aseptate mycelium, septa formation occurs only at the time of injury or during separation of reproductive structures. Now, individual cells may be uninucleate, binucleate, or multinucleate. Each septum is perforated by a central pore. Now, this pore can be either a simple or a dolly pore. The septal pores may, however, remain partially plugged by a Voronin bodies. Now, mycelium, as I said before, it can be eucarpic and holocarpic. Now, the term eucarpic refers, that means only out of the entire mycelium structure, only a part of mycelium forms the reproductive organs. Whereas the holocarpic means the entire mycelium body is transformed into a reproductive body. The eukarpic can be also of two types, monocentric and polycentric. The monocentric is having a single sporangium, whereas polycentric has multiple sporangias. This is the mycelium structure or mycelium which was observed upon a tree bark. Moving on to the fungal tissue. In some higher fungi, the mycelium gets organized into loosely or compactly woven structures, which looks like a tissue called as plectenchyma. It can be of two types, prosenchyma and pseudoparenchyma. Prosenchyma, it consists of loosely woven hyphae which are almost parallel to each other, and the cells and the hyphae can be easily differentiable. Whereas in pseudoparenchyma, it consists of compact mass of parenchyma-like tissues where the hyphae are closely packed and interwoven so that they lose their individuality and cannot be easily differentiable from one another. Regarding the cell structure of fungi, these are eukaryotic and possess true nucleus. They are bound with definite cell wall. The cell wall is made up of fungal cellulose or chitin. The nitrogen containing polysaccharide or heteropolymer of N-acetyl glucosamine are also found in insects. The true cellulose is found in cell wall of some Phycomycetes. Towards the end of hyphal tip, the cytoplasm contains tiny vesicles called as chitosomes. They contain cell wall materials. The food storage observed in the fungi is in the form of glycogen and oils. The fungal reproduction can be of three types: vegetative, asexual, and sexual reproduction. Firstly, we'll study about the vegetative type of reproduction in fungi. The first one under this is fragmentation. Now, mycelium may break accidentally or due to a decay into two or more parts. Each segment develops into a complete mycelium. The next one is fission. It occurs in unicellular forms where the cell division produces two daughter cells. The best example for fission type of reproduction is seen in yeast. Budding. The protrusions grow out in the form of bud. The bud constricts at the basis and separates into new individuals. Sometimes a number of buds may be seen attached to the parent cell. For this, the example is torula and yeast when it divides into individual buds. Chlamydospores. They are thick-walled, black in color, multinucleated, resting spores formed by the collection of protoplasm at one or many places from adjacent place. They are mostly intercalary and after separation they germinate to produce a new mycelia. The example for this type of reproduction is seen in Rhizopus, Mucor and Ustilago. The last one is arthrospores. They are formed by the segmentation of hyphae in the presence of excess of water. Sugar, and salts. They germinate immediately after the liberation and produce a new mycelia. The example for this is mucor. Moving on to the next type of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is accomplished by the means of asexual spores formed by mitosis, so called as mitospores, and asexual spores are of two types. The motile spores are called as zoospores and the non-motile spores are called as aplanospores. The next type of reproduction which we'll study in detail is sexual reproduction. The process of sexual reproduction can be of various types: plasmogamy, karyogamy, and meiosis. Plasmogamy, it is the fusion of cytoplasm of two sex units of opposite strains. For example, a positive and negative strain can undergo plasmogamy, whereas karyogamy is a fusion of nuclei to form synkaryon, that is N plus N giving 2N. Now meiosis, it is reductional division of synkaryon to form haploid meiospores. In higher fungi, the plasmogamy is not soon followed by karyogamy, rather it is delayed before fusion and they get paired to form dikaryon, that is N plus N. The method of sexual reproduction, there are various methods by which the compatible nuclei are brought together and plasmogamy follows. The first one is gametangial copulation, gametangial contact, spermatization, somatogamy. This is a diagrammatic representation of the spermatization process, somatogamy process, and gametangial copulation. Now, in gametangial copulation, we can see that once the gametes are formed in both their strains, the negative and the positive strain, what will happen is they will fuse together once they come in contact, and then the form of reproduction will occur, and the host cell, once it is bound to the host cell, the mycelium of this would develop. The spermatization, that is the male reproductive organs, once they are developed, they would go and attach to the female organ and further form a receptive hyphae. Whereas in somatogamy, it is formation of hyphae of opposite mating types, that is a branch-like structure are formed between the two different myceliums, that is called somatogamy. In most of the higher fungi, true sex organs are completely lacking. In such true fungi, the sexual reproduction consists of somatic hyphae bearing the nuclei of different parentage. Fungal reproduction. It's of types of sexual reproduction, under which we see the first one as isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. In anisogamy, both fusing gametes are morphologically and physiologically similar. That means the gametes should be completely similar. And in anisogamy, that is the fusing gametes, whichever are, should be morphologically dissimilar and physiologically similar. Whereas in oogamy, the fusing gametes are both morphologically and physiologically dissimilar gametes. The sex organs are of two types, male and female. In male, it is called as antheridium, and female, it is called as oogonium. There is no development of sex organs in the members of Basidiomycetes, though they reproduce sexually by a process of somatogamy. There is no sexual reproduction at all in the members of Deuteromycetes, so they are called as fungi imperfecti. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Agent Biology.